Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Top Dice, the good old chat show. I'm Adrian and hi Alan, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening. Evenings for everybody. Well, I say
And
it's evening. It's evening when we're recording. That doesn't necessarily mean that's when it's being watched.
so good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, good night. And
And if
there
I
we
don't
go.
see you again, good night. Yeah.
And what have you been up to this week? Anything fun?
Um, Actually, no, not really. It's been a bit of a tough one. My dad's not in great health, so I've been helping him with a lot of stuff. I didn't even get any gaming in last week. So tonight, so we're recording this on Wednesday. Wednesday's game night. So I'm off to play East Texas University in about 2 hours' time, which I'm
Love
really
it.
looking forward to.
Oh,
I love ETU. It's a great setting. So yeah, bit of a tough week work-wise and what have you last week. A lot of stuff going on. But how about you?
managed to get a game of D&D in. Bunch of new players and it worked really well. No experience at all there around the table other than for myself. And I brought module B3 to the table, believe it or not, Palace of the Silver
Right.
Princess. So
Oh, okay. I was about to embarrass myself then. I'm glad you said that because for not knowing my D&D module numbers.
that's all. It's the probably the one D&D module I have run the most, and it's just absolutely cracking for anyone who's beginning. Now, I used the fifth edition rule set, the new 2024 one actually. I did pick up the Borderlands starter set, but um, not knocking it, but I found it lacking for what I wanted and what I needed. I
Right.
might do a separate review of that another time. Don't get me wrong, the contents are absolutely spot on. It's just it's missing that little something. I need to get right in my head what that something actually is sort of is before I sort
Hmm.
of start talking about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
on with it. It's a week and a half. Well, I really hope the family is okay going forward. Um,
Thank you.
o- on the gaming front, we've got Alien RPG, the new one, on the horizon.
Oh, it's looming closer. It's the incidental music is getting louder. It's, yeah,
Well,
25th of this month, just before Dragon Meet, in fact.
well,
So
that's going to be good timing there on that one, isn't it? So let's see what actually sort of happens there with that. So it did really well, didn't it, on the actual Kickstarter? It kind of really
crowdfunded
hit
did
home.
well. I think the people who backed it on crowdfunding, I'm not sure whether it was Kickstarter or Backer Kit or what, but I think the people who backed it should actually now be getting their stuff.
Yeah, I know
Um,
a few people are doing. I've seen the videos actually out there.
all right, okay. But I know we're supplying retailers with it this week. Our stock came in to the warehouse yesterday, so we're getting it out to retailers that we're working with this week, and we've got it available for pre-order on our own website as well. It's yeah, go speak to your local game store and grab a copy. Uh, I reckon it'll go out of stock. Certainly, the core rules
I
and the starter set, I think, will go out of stock quite quickly.
I think it's going to move quite quickly as that one. I think you're absolutely spot on. It'll be a bit of a winner. So you heard it here. Get your orders in with your local game shop to make sure that you get your copy secured. It might be a little while before reprint's actually done on this one. So if you're into it, make sure you get it. The other thing, I had a chat actually during the week with Fervent Drift. So I'm just going to touch on that very quickly as well.
Hmm.
They are a community organization and they are currently looking for authors of tabletop RPG products and fantasy authors who actually want to see print. So, if you actually want to get your book in print, if you want to actually sort of see whatever it is you're working on published, you're probably quite a small author, then check them out. I will put the details in this video, but the shout out is there. Fervent Drift. If you want to get yourself published, go talk to them. They're not affiliated with ourselves, but they seem to have some really good rates on offer if you want to sort of talk to them about it. So that's that one. Dark Sun. I'm just going to mention that as well. That's
Yeah.
looking like it's coming back, which is a bit of a wide ball, that bit of a shock. Wizards of the Coast have re-registered Dark Sun with the trademark claim back in October. So
Yeah.
they let it lapse last year, and it's quite interesting that they're actually looking at bringing it back now. How suitable is that going to be for the modern market?
Um, I would say why not? It's good setting. I played a little bit of it when it came out for second edition AD&D, and it was good. It was enjoyable. I think I preferred my settings to be a little bit more traditional, if you like,
Yeah,
Tolkienian, if that's even a word. Um, but it was enjoyable.
it was different. That was the
But
thing with it.
plenty of other and the what were the insect things called?
Oh, right.
Is it thrycreen or
You
something?
thick in,
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
yeah.
And you've
That
got the Sorcerer Kings. It was a heavy feature on sort of slavery and gladiatorial combat though as well, which again, it wasn't your normal sort of D&D world setting by any stretch of the imagination.
no, no, I know. But then this is a personal view. A lot of people seem to be trying to go away from themes where you might have things like slavery, for example. But if you're the good guys fighting against it, I personally don't see the problem.
No, no,
Um, it's if it's part of your character doing that, then yeah, that's an issue. That's not what RPGs are about, in my opinion. But if your mission is to go and set the slaves free, crack
go
on.
for it.
If the
Definitely.
slavers are the bad guys, then yeah,
But
But like I said, personal opinion.
well, one of the all-time classic AD&D adventure series against the slave lords,
Yeah.
A1 to 4. Well, it's actually A0 to 4 now. They've come out with a bit of a change on things, and it's seen a reprint in a single volume.
Hmm.
But absolutely loved that series of adventures back in the day. That's one I sort of really did enjoy. So we've
Yeah.
got Dark Sun potentially, maybe they're playing it close to the chest. We've seen some things on the Wizards of the Coast website that are kind of indicating that we might just get a glimpse of it. So I'm going to keep my fingers
Yeah.
crossed that we actually do, because it will give,
2026. Yeah.
yeah, it will give a bit of a different take on things, and it might actually sort of really, I suppose, shake the game up a bit rather than the traditional fantasy that's actually out there. Not to detract from Forgotten Realms, not to detract from Greyhawk, which is my favourite setting,
Hmm.
but certainly I think something a bit different is actually needed, and this could be it. Let's see what
Hmm.
happens.
Yeah.
Ah,
It reminds me a little bit of I'm looking up at my shelf here. Um, it was the Hellfrost Land of Fire. That was the one. Sorry, I had to go and have a quick glimpse up there. Yeah, Hellfrost Land of Fire. That similar kind of vibe, I think.
mm,
And yeah, that was a great setting. Yeah, I mean, well, Hellfrost's a classic, isn't it? Wiggy's a genius, and Hellfrost is a classic.
yeah,
And end of chat. um, so yeah, that bring on Dark Sun. Let's
yeah.
yeah, look forward to having a look at it.
I
Yeah.
don't think they'll go far wrong with it. It's just whether they edit it correctly and make sure they present it in the correct light and get some decent art. The Brom artwork was absolutely excellent first time round. They
Mm.
need to emulate that. So, what else is new on the horizon? What else have we got out there?
Um, we've got a couple of things. You were talking about the starter set for D&D earlier on.
Yeah.
We've just got in the starter set for Castles and Crusades, which I'm loving. The good thing about that is I think it's 25 quid, but it's rather than being sort of pre-gen characters and an adventure, and once you've done that, you can't do much with it. The Castles and Crusades starter set you can actually use all the way up to 6th level.
Yeah.
So, and you've got pretty much free reign as to what you can do with that. So, for what you get in the box for 25 quid, it's well worth it. I think starter sets go. That's an absolute cracker. We've got Rift's box set has come out reprinted,
Wow. Okay.
or
Yeah.
Rifts for Savage Worlds, that is, rather than Rifts the
Palladium one.
Palladium
Yeah.
the Palladium system version. This is Rifts for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition reprinted. The box sets have come out. I think it's the first time that they've been sort of properly widely available here in the UK. It was kickstarted 4 or 5 years ago, something
Yeah,
like that. Rifts. It's popular. It's perennial. So it's good to see those. And the one that I'm really looking forward to seeing is the Draconic Codex. Codex. Listen to me. Draconic Codex for Pathfinder.
yeah,
So there's been quite a few things like that kicking about recently. People, different systems expanding on draconic lore. So the one for Pathfinder is the biggest book on dragons that they've ever done for Pathfinder.
yeah.
200 plus pages. I've seen some of the artwork. It's beautiful. Comes out in about 3 weeks' time. First week of December, first Wednesday of December. It comes out.
Okay.
And it just looks gorgeous. I think if you're into Pathfinder, in fairness, any D20 based system, they cross over quite easily, don't they? So I think it just looks like a really, really good book. I think it's going to be a big seller for Paizo. The Draconic Codex looks great. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Well, that's going to be sort of one to keep an eye open for, and it's like it's had a couple of delays as well, hasn't it? That particular one. So
It has. We should have released it in November, but the November release list was massive.
yeah,
So I don't know whether that's the reason why it got pushed back or whether it was production or shipping or what, but it got pushed back to December. So it's actually, certainly in terms of Paizo, it's in a fairly small release for Paizo for December.
yeah,
We've also got the GM core for the new edition Starfinder, the Pocket
okay,
Edition. Comes out at the same time, 3rd of December. So then that'll be 2 out of 3 of the second edition Starfinder books available in the Pocket Edition.
excellent.
25 quid bargain.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It should be a good Christmas ahead of us then on that one.
I think
Uh,
so. Yeah.
and
And
then
then
there's
the other thing I was going to mention with you talking about the guys looking for freelancers and what have you earlier on is that I was really, really pleased to see this that Mongoose Publishing are looking
ah,
for a full-time employee layout artist. So I mean, wow. You know, if you like your traveller and things like that, going to work for Mongoose full time. It's got a decent salary. It's got a nice benefits package. And ultimately, moving into actually part ownership of the business as well for the
yeah,
right person. It looks like an absolutely cracking job. I wish it's one of those where I look at it and think, I wish I don't know if I'm good enough, actually. I've done some layout stuff, but, I did all the layout work on Section D. But am I as good as somebody that works for Mongoose? No, maybe not. But somebody out there is. I
maybe
think I think
maybe
there's a
someone
cracking
who,
job
yeah,
there for somebody.
maybe somebody watching
So
this very video, we might have got
could
them a job. So what I'll
yeah,
do, I'll actually sort of stick the ad for that in the video as well. So look in the
yeah.
comments, you'll
And
be able
Max
to find
Brown's a
that one.
lovely fella as well. So it's
He is, and the company just is. It sounds amazing to work. I've never heard a bad thing about the company itself and the working
mhm,
conditions. So bring it on. I think he's got a lovely model
yeah.
to look at there.
Keeping up with that release schedule might be interesting, but because there's
I think
always
you'll
new
be.
stuff coming out, isn't there?
I think you'll be sort of really making your money on that front there. I think it's
Yeah,
35K, but the
it's
extra
30
benefit,
35 plus a car and
yeah,
benefits and you get to
the
go
ownership, yeah, that's it. So
trips and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's somebody's dream job. And absolutely, that is somebody's dream job.
yeah,
So and there it is. Mongoose are looking. Contact them directly. This has got nothing to do with Top Dice.
no,
Um, but yeah, I just think it's great to see a business looking to bring full-time employees in. Don't get me wrong, the freelance bit works. It works an absolute treat. I've used freelancers. I use a freelance artist. I've done a bit of freelance work myself on layout and things like that. For some people, it works great, but I think it's brilliant to see a business an RPG business with the confidence to bring in a full-time employee on something, it shows a lot. I think it really does show a lot of confidence from that company in their company and our hobby.
Yes. So basically, get your applications in now. That's it. So anyone listening to the video, if you've got the skill set, get applying, get in there, and when you actually sort of get in that job, send myself and Alan a stack of books as a thank you. That'll actually do it. Cheers.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
And talking about a stack of books, GURPS fourth edition revised has been announced, hasn't it? With no date for that one yet. But is there still a market for GURPS? I'm guessing there must be. It's a classic. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But you,
You need more dice, don't you? I believe. Do you know? I can't remember ever actually playing GURPS.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, I did. I
but
played
I
it lot.
believe it's a buckets of dice game.
It's
Um,
actually no, it's 3D6. Nice and
oh right,
simple.
okay,
Yeah.
right.
Um, and yeah, it is so simple. I wrote several net books back in the
Oh
day, the
cool.
very dawn of the internet era. Um, and yeah, I don't think they're too pleased with me. I did an X-Files one and a couple of others, and yeah, it was for me a great little system, and I think they missed the boat a bit by not having it was pre-OGL. But if they'd actually opened up the doors and said, "Well, look, we'll make it available," it could have been a big thing. And whether this new fourth edition is going to sort of rock the boat a bit, I don't know. It's backwardly compatible, so any other fourth edition book should be able to use with it.
Mhm.
It's good to sort of see that a lot of companies are actually sort of doing this. So the pounds and dollars, whatever that you spent on your books already, aren't wasted.
Yeah,
Warhammer,
I think that's massive.
yeah,
Yeah,
Warhammer have done this Cubicle 7 D&D with the the latest iteration of D&D with the 2024 one, and now GURPS. So that's heading in the right way, I think.
yeah,
But
yeah.
let's see what.
Well, I think it's one of those things that most popular RPGs these days are built on systems that are, I don't really want to say generic, but they're used for other things. If you look at a lot of, probably 50% of Free League's catalogue is Year Zero engine.
Yes,
And then you've got obviously Savage Worlds that we, obviously talked about a little bit earlier on. Things like Powered by the Apocalypse, even 5e.
yeah.
5e gets adapted to all different things and genres and things like that as well. So there are some unique systems, unique games with unique systems. But I think most of the big sellers these days are based on generic systems. Even Call of Cthulhu is based on BRP.
Yeah,
Pendragon is even based on
which on
BRP. You
POP.
just
Yeah.
use a D20 instead of percentile. But so there's a lot of generic system thing going on. So why not have another version of GURPS?
I
Um,
suppose so. Get it out there. And the thing is, it's better if you're actually familiar. The older I'm getting, I'm finding it easier to sort of work with game systems I actually know. It's just easier on the old brain, I think. And so, yeah, I might very well pick it up and have a good look at it. That's
that may well be that our old brains remember things like chivalry and sorcery and space opera, and FTL 2448 and crunchy systems that took 25 minutes to resolve one combat action and things like that. So
oh, good grief. Yeah, I think we've all sort of been there. Yeah, the top dice question this week was actually quite interesting. I asked on the UK tabletop role playing channel. I asked what games were being played, and we came up with a very interesting the top 12 really. But the top three, number one, we'll go from the top down. So there's number one was D&D. So
of
no real
course,
shock there with that one. It's still popular. I know it's got its detractors, but the thing is, it's very much front and center. It's the one that people know and people do play it. Whether you like the system or not is by and by. You can't knock it for what it actually is. Number two, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. That was a shocker. I love it.
Yeah.
I
Um,
wasn't expecting it, but yeah, quite a few of the UK tabletop role playing gang are actually actively there, running and playing in sessions. So a lot of love to that. Number three, Call of Cthulhu and Traveller joint.
right.
Classics again. It's really interesting to sort of see the classics actually in there. Oh, and Savage Worlds as well. I can't mistake. So number three was Savage Worlds was joint third as well. So
Right.
there we go. That's a true holy trinity, I think, of games. Three very, very different rule sets,
Hmm.
different set.
Yeah.
Savage Worlds, of course, you can adapt to anything, but I looked at it and yeah, three very, very diverse systems there. Um, it was great to see the next one, Pathfinder,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
showing that the love is actually
It's
there for that.
it's got a huge following.
Oh yeah, with
It's
good
also
cause.
got a huge following of people who were, for a couple of years at least, have been almost starved of the new stuff as well.
Uh,
So it, there's one thing about Pathfinder that I know some people are not right happy about is that there's a lot of remastering of books that are only a couple of years old. Getting rid of
yeah,
the OGL stuff and things like that, and I know it. At the end of the day, you don't need that book. If
no.
you want the remastered version, great, but you don't have to have it.
No,
Um,
this is the
so
thing. You don't have to buy these things, and there'll be yet another edition or version of it. I'm quite sure coming out another 4 or 5 years anyway. If you really want that
yeah.
change,
Hmm.
where there will
So,
be made
but yeah,
differently. Yeah,
Pathfinder gets a lot of love. Go put my GMS hat on for a minute. We sell tons of it,
yeah,
both directly and to retailers.
yeah.
Supplied to retailers, loads and loads and loads of it. But you can always see which books are popular and which ones aren't.
That's it.
Um,
That's the way
it's
to now venturing off the well. These are still in the top list. There's a few indies that were actually mentioned. Now the number one indie game in inverted commas, Tales of the Old West. Never heard of
Yeah,
it, never really come across it, but
really?
that must be, yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That must be something I'm guessing pretty darn good. Yeah, we
So it's
few people.
well, again, I'll leave my little GMS hat on for a minute. But we did the fulfillment after the Kickstarter. So where Tales of the Old West comes from, it's by Effect Publishing, and
Yeah,
Dave Samark and Matthew Tyler Jones, who have written for Free League
yeah,
for various games within the Free League umbrella. So Tales of the Old West is a Year Zero engine game,
right.
but and Old West. It's not a Weird West like Deadlands, for example.
Okay,
It's very much Old West frontier. They took a very long time and did a lot of research and a lot of sensitivity work with portraying First Nation peoples and things like that, making sure that they got all of that absolutely right. And it's been huge, massive success. We, I'm pretty sure we delivered to close to 1,000 backers on the original run. We've had constant sales of it. There's a reprint on the way as well. So, yeah, it's done really, really well. I'm dead pleased for Dave and Matthew because they're top fellas. Been in and around the industry for years, and it's just great to see them with effects and that game doing well. Really chuffed for them.
well, it's what it's all about. I'm not too sure what the system actually is because obviously I don't actually know it as such, but I'm just loving the idea that it's actually more of a traditional West one rather than the weird route. Now, Deadlands, I think, has got the market more or less cornered, and that there are other ones that are knocking around that I'm aware of, but Deadlands, I think, is the go-to really on that front, isn't it? It just seems so popular,
Yeah, that
basically.
was huge. Yeah.
I've played the original edition myself of that, and I've also gone ahead and I've actually played the Savage Worlds version.
Hmm.
Both I think are absolutely excellent. I do have a bit of a soft spot for the original. I'm going to have to actually sort of say on that front, but
Yeah,
that's just again personal, my personal sort of take on it. Um, but yeah, we it was really interesting to actually sort of see what was actually sort of going on that list. And I know there's Stephen Hardy mentioned that he was playing Pendragon or involved with Pendragon.
yeah,
Uh, Pete Catebread of Catebread and Walton. He was one of the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay followers. They've just finished, I think we said book two of that one, and they're on prepping for the next one. There are quite a lot of indie games, though, actually sort of mentioned as well, and that's something else I actually sort of did like. So I've got my list actually here. So Ampersand, which is a simplified version of D&D basically for youngsters. So that's supposed to be really, really good. I've not had sight myself, but I've heard
no,
good
I
things
haven't.
about it. Rain, which is again another indie. Eat the Reich, which I think that was that's really come onto its fore. It was only released this year, as far as I'm aware, and that I think has really sort of made big inroads. And Mythical Bastion Land as well. That was
Yeah,
another one.
yeah, Mythic Bastionland's done really well, actually. I met Chris McDowell a few weeks ago. I say a few weeks ago, it's probably more like 2 months now. And so he did Into the Odd, which was published by Free League, and then using the same system, he did Electric Bastion Land, and then now he's done Mythic Bastion Land, and they both sold really, really well. So, yeah,
Good on.
he's local to me in South Manchester. So, and yeah, nice fella. More power to his elbow. Is it's done really, really well.
It's well, we could do possibly to get him on and have a bit of a chat actually. One one big sort of missing game for me from the well, two actually was Vampire the Masquerade. There was no take up at all, and that one time that would have been front and center, and also
Hmm.
Shadow Dark as
Yeah,
well. So two
yeah,
very interesting omissions there actually, sort of from it, but. Yeah, there's so much. Let's go back to my list and have a look. So Shona McPherson, she was Mythic Bastion Land, Alien RPG. Boom, there we go. And Eat the Reich, and she's going to be running Morkborg as well going forward. So
yeah.
that's one there.
Hugely popular game,
Yeah,
and
absolutely, absolutely massive. Steve Mayhew, one of our regulars, Savage Worlds Pathfinder.
he's one
Uh,
of us.
Yeah. Uh, the part you're exploring the wilds of Kortos. So there we go. That's him there. Andrew Gardner Blatch, sixth edition version of Abomination Vaults. And
Fifth
Call of
edition version of Abomination Vaults.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's lots sort of going on actually sort of there with that.
Hmm.
More and more basically. Anyway, I think what we'll do, I'm going to do a separate one on the top, well, it's top 12 actually, and the honorable mentions. So I'll cover that in yet a different video.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
the Castles and Crusades, I'm going to pick that one up as well, and I'm going to do a separate video, I think, of that because Castles and Crusades for me is currently my favourite one. So happy
Needs to get
days
some
on
more
that.
love for C&C, I think, here in the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
It's
Oh, I'm getting some noise
yeah.
and feedback in my ears. Just have to bear with me for
Not
one
it's
second. No. Anyway, what we'll do,
not my dulcet tones, is it?
we'll wrap it up there anyway.
Well,
Okay.
before
Yeah,
we do, if you don't mind, I'd like to give a shout out to friendly local game shop
yeah,
called Lizard's Lair in Crewe. It's
yeah,
run by business partners Neil and Jamie, and it just sounds like a absolutely cracking organisation. We're trying to get possibly Jamie going to come on Top Dice and speak with us in a few weeks' time.
yes,
But very community based, highly inclusive game space really. So they they're RPG and wargaming. They've got spaces for both, and they do some really cool stuff. Like they do sessions for homeschooled kids and things like that.
Yeah.
So, kids who don't get that sort of social interaction at school have got a safe place to go and play a few games, meet with other sort of like-minded kids. I just love the sound of everything that Neil and Jamie are doing down there. So, if you're in the Crewe area, and you've not been to Lizard's Lair, please go and check them out.
Definitely. Right.
They look like a really good outfit.
Excellent.
There you go. Right, I'll
We're
shut
gonna
up
do.
now.
Right. No, that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, that's another one. The time's just absolutely flown by. So it's good night from him, and
And
well,
it's good
yeah,
night from me.
as well. So happy
Happy
days.
gaming,
Happy
everybody.
gaming. Enjoy your time. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.